Fire up your home or office with ultimate speeds. Keep up with the next generation on Dialog 4G. Connect to the fastest network with burst speeds of 40 Mbps. Go 4G with monthly plans starting at just 1,400 rupees. Dialog, the future today.
The weather was a little bit more batsman friendly as Sri Lanka came out against the lesser experienced new ball bowling attack of Afghanistan. The brothers opened bowling, but Sri Lanka were in for a fright and really unexpected start straight away.
Yes, I think if you look at the Sri Lankan opening, it is only the second time in one-day cricket that both openers have got out to golden ducks, Thirimanne and Dilshan. Whilst Dilshan, I felt, was a little bit not unlucky, but he shouldn't have played that shot because maybe again the channel. But if you look at the ball that Thirimanne got, it was just a brute of a delivery that a batsman would be hoping he would not be up against as you go in. I mean, if you're set as a batsman or if you're in for a while, you might sort of back yourself to try and survive. Maybe Jehan might be able to help me there because he being a batsman. But if you go in for the first time and you receive a ball first up as an opening batsman.
Especially with a team that you have no video footage of. Now the teams have all their video analysis. They have a specialist with them, and you pull up a name, they'll pull up a video how he bowls left-handers with the new ball, with the old ball. Any stat, any video they'll be able to pull up. Suddenly you're up against a team whom you've never even heard of the bowler, you probably don't have no footage, and you have no idea what to expect. Is it an in-swinger, out-swinger, short ball? How quick is he going to be? So all those things are going through your mind when you go in.
Mind you, the Zadrans, first Daulat and then Shapur. Shapur had played for Badurelia in domestic cricket in Sri Lanka, but in comes Hamid Hassan, the third bowler, and he bowls an absolutely marvellous delivery and gets rid of Kumar Sangakkara. Any batsman in the world would have got out to this delivery. Surely, Jan?
Yes, but again, batsmen need a bit of luck sometimes to get their innings going. Inside edge could have gone for 4, and that's the kind of luck you need, especially when you're not in form. You need a few things to go your way. Sanga seems to be, when he's on song, he may make that ball look very ordinary. He may even walk down the track and hit it over mid-wicket, that same delivery. But having said that, I don't think anybody expected Afghanistan to deliver like they did with the new ball. And that rattled Sri Lanka. And that really put the entire batting unit on the back foot, the first 3 dismissals.
Dimuth Karunaratne was sent in ahead of Mahela Jayawardene, and in a big mix-up just before the dismissal of Sangakkara, he would have been dismissed, run out. He survived that, scored a boundary, and then only received that peach of a delivery. But then when Mahela Jayawardene walked out and Dimuth Karunaratne was feeling a little bit comfortable hitting a few boundaries, especially on the onside, there was some hope that Sri Lanka could get out of a tight situation.
Well, 230 was always traceable, even though we lost the 3 wickets. We have the batting depth, and so Afghanistan don't have the bowling depth to drag it out over 50 overs and squeeze our batting team. But despite that, we got a good partnership with Mahela and Angelo. But once those wickets fell, again there was panic in the middle order. We had to go at almost a run a ball, less than a run a ball. Just over a run a ball, which in modern day cricket is average. That you should be able to do that with 5 wickets in hand. You'd take that any day.
When the fourth wicket fell at 51, I think a lot of people took offence the way Dimuth Karunaratne was dismissed.
No, actually, Haritha, I felt for once Dimuth Karunaratne in the side and batting at 4 Jan, I felt was a blessing at that stage. Because Sri Lanka had lost 2 wickets and you couldn't have asked for a better player than somebody who knows the new ball. And I also felt that he weathered the storm. He came in and did reasonably well.
It happened because we lost those 2 quick wickets?
Possibly.
Yes, I felt that, and just to shield Mahel and Angelo, send Dimuth.
So they would have been prepared then?
They
he
may
couldn't
have
just go on there, he would have been padded up, ready?
He would have been.
You need to be flexible.
Definitely.
It could be a case of taking the batting power play and sending Thisara in. So it's a matter of being very flexible.
See, but I think where the mistake was that Dimuth weathered the storm, but he just couldn't carry on. And the shot he played and the way he got out, that was the disappointing part. Because 2 openers got out in next to no time, Sangakkara left, and all he needed to do was bat, say till about the 20th over with Mahela Jayawardene. Just make sure that you get over that initial period, forget about run rates, just bat those 20 overs, take the sting out of the Afghanistan bowlers, and maybe try and enjoy or try and expose the lesser bowlers in the Afghanistan lineup. Now that is what Dimuth Karunaratne didn't do. To me, it was a disappointment.
And Mahela Jayawardene playing in his 5th World Cup, he's the most experienced of international players playing in this tournament, 35th match. He was joined by the Sri Lanka captain, who was very sedate, played a very good support role in a 100+ partnership that took Sri Lanka to a position of great strength. And that partnership gave the rest of the batting something to cheer themselves up before another good 40 for the captain ended in a rather unexpected way, a run out. Probably the only way he would have been dismissed.
Throughout his innings, I felt Angelo was playing well within himself. He seemed to be worried about what was to come. Whether he was, if we lose a wicket now, are the rest of our batting, are they going to do the job? That seemed to be in the back of his mind. He wasn't his usual fluent self. But because we had only 230 on the board, he could afford to do that, and Mahel was going really well at the other end, so he could afford to play that waiting game. But then I think he sort of went into a shell because he was playing the waiting game, supporting role, a role which he's not used to playing, mind you. He's used to being the one who dominates the attack with somebody at the other end supporting him. So I felt he went into a bit of a shell and then suddenly found that runs were not coming the way he wants them, and probably took off for a run which I think really wasn't on at that time.
But actually, Haritha, but the other side of the coin is I was impressed with Angelo Matthews' maturity. You know, as Jehan said, we see Angelo as an aggressive batsman who takes on the bowling. But here, in this game, we did see Angelo Matthews another dimension in his batting. Because he was compelled to play the supporting role.
Yes, and after he left, Mahela Jayawardene got to his 4th 100 in World Cup cricket and his 19th in the international career for him, which is a big one. And immediately after making that 3-figure mark, he left. He would have been very disappointed. But that also brought in Thisara Perera. And for once, Sri Lanka had the good fortune of seeing Thisara Perera at his best with the bat.
Yeah, the good thing is that I believe Thisara is a confidence player, and Thisara needs the game, all 3 formats of the game to really go well. So he wouldn't have been too pleased with the way he bowled, but as he went in and started playing those shots, and as those shots came off, and as it sort of made sure that Sri Lanka ended up winning, I feel that the tournament can only get better for Thisara, because I strongly believe he's a confidence player, and he needs all formats of the game to really do well for himself.
And Jeevan Mendis coming in ahead of Thisara Perera, how would you see?
Again, I felt like it's to drag the game on, to bring the required runs down to a manageable score, and to hold one end up. That's basically what Jeevan would have been told when he went in. Bat the 50 overs and let the other guys bat around you and go for the big shots, which is what he did. He held one end up, and Thisara went really well at the other end.
Dilshan didn't bowl. Did it surprise you?
Surprised. I mean, I'm generally surprised as why we are not bowling, playing as many spinners. I always believe that spin is our strength. Whatever conditions we play on, whether we play in the subcontinent or away, that the spin is our strength. That's an art we have mastered. In the same way the Pakistanis have mastered fast bowling and the Australians have mastered fast bowling, we have mastered the art of spin, even Dilshan as an all-rounder. So I'm a bit surprised that we are not using our spinners more.
And one other thing is, before the World Cup started, most of us felt that the Asian teams will struggle, simply because we expected the conditions to be against the Asian teams. But Jehan, if you look at these pitches being drop-in pitches, and the fact that the pitches have been supervised by the ICC, and also it's been balanced to an extent where there is no sort of extreme in the preparation of a pitch, that is another reason why you should be bowling spin.
Okay, a win against Afghanistan is points for Sri Lanka in the table, and that's the past. But then coming up is another important game at a very popular venue. We'll talk about that after this break.
Fire up your home or office with ultimate speeds. Keep up with the next generation on Dialog 4G. Connect to the fastest network with burst speeds of 40 Mbps. Go 4G with monthly plans starting at just 1,400 rupees. Dialog, the future today.